iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Last night was the Tau Wars mixed league draft. And our own Adam Ronas from Scout Fantasy Sports was in it. I like what Ronas did. It was pretty good. Check it out. There's a Google Doc. If you go onto Twitter and you type in mixed tout draft. It's hashtag mixed tout draft. You can see it. And then you could either do it by position or you could do it by the grid of when people went. So very quickly, I'll give you the first couple of rounds because I think it might be of interest. Mike Trout went 1, Jose Altuve 2, Nolan Arenado 3, Trey Turner 4. I have no problem with that. This is an on-base percentage league as opposed to a batting average league. Bryce Harper went 5. He'll do that in an OBP league. Carlos Correa then went, Giancarlo Stanton, Joey Votto, who everybody knows is the greatest OBP producer. Clayton Kershaw then went. At 9, Ronas took Mookie Betts. Paul Goldschmidt went. I have to ask Ronas about that. I'm a Goldschmidt guy, but I know Ronas really likes Mookie because he likes to get the power and speed early. Charlie Blackmon then went. Then it went Kluber, Sale, Scherzer. That's where the pitchers are going. So if you're asking me where pitchers are going in drafts, Kershaw's going around 7, 8, 9, and then Kluber, Sale, Scherzer tend to go in the back end of the first round. Okay? Round number 2 was Lindor, then Chris Bryant, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Rizzo, Josh Donaldson. I know Ronas was excited to get J.D. Martinez for sure. Jose Ramirez, Aaron Judge, Manny Machado, George Springer, then Gary Sanchez, who was a second-round pick in drafts, guys. Then here are the pitchers that usually go at the end of the second. Strasburg, Carrasco, Syndergaard. Those guys tend to go in the end of the second. So you see a pitching run at the end of the first and you see it at the end of the second. And basically what happens is guys want to have one pitcher by round 3. Trying to look here. Only one team, Tom Kasenik, actually 2 guys, didn't get pitchers 3. Charlie Wiegert as well. 3 teams didn't get pitchers in the first 3 rounds. Most people came home with 1 pitcher. I think you have to. Ronas did Bumgarner. I have no problem with that. I know Severino's a guy that people look at. DeGrom is a guy people look at. I think you need a pitcher the first 3 rounds. Certainly by round 4, if you don't have one, you are in big trouble, depending on where you're picking. But I think it's very interesting to see how it turns out. So we'll look at Ronas' team very quickly here. His catchers are Austin Hedges and Jorge Alfaro. I like those guys. Jose Abreu is at first. Second base is Yohan Moncada. Big Moncada fan. Shortstop, Jean Segura. Third base is Nick Castellanos, who I like a lot. Miguel Sanos is corner, and Brandon Drury is his middle. And that's a pretty solid team. There's no real weaknesses right there. I'm liking that. Then his outfield is Mookie Betts, J.D. Martinez, Lorenzo Cain, Bradley Zimmer, and Willie Calhoun. I'm a big Willie Calhoun guy. Zimmer I worry about, but as your 5th outfielder, I'm fine with that. And then he took Yuri Gurriel, who I know that he likes a lot because Gurriel is just one of those guys who we know will hit. I know he has a hand injury, but he'll hit. And then Ronas' pitchers are Bumgarner, Cole, Samardzija, Walker, Taillon. That's pretty good. Not loving Kevin Gausman, but hey, he could have a good year. Same thing with Ronaldo Lopez. He got Blake Trinan as was his one closer, and he took a shot on Keone Keela. Maybe Keela's the closer. I have no problem with that. And then his reserves were Jeimer Candelario, Derek Fisher, who probably will start the season as an outfielder with the Astros. So you know what? Especially if Gurriel is out, I think that makes a lot of sense. Dominic Leone could be the closer for St. Louis. Leonis Martin could start for Ronas at the beginning of the year. I love me Walker Buehler. Love me some Walker Buehler late in the draft. And then Steven Matz. So you can't take the Mets out of Ronas there. But I have no problem with that move too. So it was a good draft by Adam. And I'm sure we'll talk about his draft on our radio show, which you can hear on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network. And if you don't have somebody, I was at the store today, and I said, "Hey, where are you on?" I said, "Get out your phone." Pulled out his phone. I said, "Do it. Go to the App Store." We went to the App Store. Did a search. FNTSY. Boom. Typed it in. Download it. That was it. Done. He's a listener. It's that easy. You know how much it cost him? Zero. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so let's get to our Los Angeles Dodgers preview. We'll start it out at catcher. The Dodgers have two good catchers. The Dodgers have a lot of good players. Okay? Yasmani Grandal, very good player. I like him a lot. This guy is a 20 home run hitter. Look, if he hit 30, wouldn't be shocked. I don't see it, but it's possible. He's got that kind of pop. I just worry that his average is on the lower end. But I have no problem you taking Grandal for $10 in your auction. I think he's worth it. Austin Barnes is the backup catcher there, and the beautiful thing about Austin Barnes is he also qualifies at second base. I mean, that's a gorgeous thing. And this guy's got a little speed there for a catcher. So it's possible. In the minor leagues, the guy stole 18 bases in 2016. I'm not sure he's going to do that in the majors, but he could steal 10, and 10 for a catcher? Oh my God, you'll take that every day of the week. Cody Bellinger was sensational last year. I love this kid. He's a monster hitter. He did a very good job. I know he had a bunch of strikeouts, but man, the power was there. He even had a little speed. The kid is 22 years old. He slowed down at the end of the last year. He did. Okay, a lot of people do. Let's not panic. He's 22. He'd never been in a pennant race before. You cut the kid a break. So I'm a fan. Logan Forsythe is interesting because people have a very, very, very short memory in fantasy sports. People have either a very long memory or a very short memory. So you always have a long memory for a guy who screwed you. This guy screwed me. I'm never taking him again. Right? Then you have a short memory for, was this guy good? I don't even remember. Well, Logan Forsythe was a good player. How about in 2016, he had 20 home runs, right? And he had 70 runs scored. And he hit pretty well. But then last year he was injured. So he wrecks lefties, wrecks them. I think he's going to play again this year. I think he's going to be healthy. I think he can hit 15, 20 home runs. Now, Chris Taylor, the big thing is Chris Taylor, and we'll talk about him. Where does Taylor fit? If the Dodgers see Taylor at second base, Forsythe only plays against lefties. If the Dodgers see Taylor in the outfield, Forsythe plays every day. So Forsythe's value can go a higher or lower depending on Chris Taylor for sure. Okay? So you got to watch that. I would guess that Taylor starts the year in center unless they decide to go with Jacques Peterson and Matt Kemp and Puig. They could do that, the Dodgers. But I think the Dodgers will get Forsythe and Taylor in there. I think that's the safer route. Let's talk about Taylor. I don't often get surprised, but I was shocked. I was shocked last year. The guy went from nothing to hitting 21 home runs and stealing 17 bases, hitting 288. Now, I know he struck out a lot, but I watched this guy play. I went to a game and watched him. He looked great. And the amazing thing is he qualifies at second, qualifies in the outfield. Good chance he qualifies at short and third this year, depending on how many games your league uses, whether it's 5 games or 6 games or 10 games. Good chance he qualifies all over the place. I love him. Corey Seager is interesting to me. I like Corey Seager a lot. Now, let me preface it this way. And I'm going to be wrong, for a lot of people won't like what I'm going to say. So just hear me out and then we can discuss it. If Corey Seager does what I think he can do, he could go 35 home runs and 110 RBIs and be arguably the number 1 or number 2 shortstop in fantasy baseball. Okay? There's no question about that. But if Corey Seager doesn't, let me just give you some numbers. I'm going to throw you numbers and we'll talk about it. Player number 1 hits 300. 27 home runs, 80 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, 90 runs scored. Player number 2 is going to hit about 270. He's going to hit about 25 home runs, 70 RBIs, 70 runs scored, and 5 stolen bases. Player number 1 is Corey Seager. Player number 2 is Paul DeJong. Right? DeJong is going to go in round, I don't know, let's see. Let me see. Let me go to Tout Wars here. Where did he go last night? Paul DeJong. One moment, please. Oh, round 11. What round did Corey Seager go? One moment, please. Why can't I find it? I need it. Round 3. 4. right? So here's what my argument is. If Corey Seager is good, he deserves to be great, a top 2-round pick, 2 or 3. But if he's not going to be great, he's Paul DeJong. So be very careful. So what I'm saying about Corey Seager for me, if I'm in 5 leagues, I'll pick him in 2 leagues, and I'll go away from him in 3. I want to own Corey Seager, but I want to be careful as well because if he's not great, he's Paul DeJong. Just throwing it out there. Love me some Justin Turner. Do you know the Mets could have had Justin Turner and Danny Murphy? Seriously. Just every Met fan out there knows that. They could have Justin Turner and Danny Murphy right now instead of the vomit they have. Justin Turner's going to hit 300. He's going to hit 20 home runs. Going to hit 80 RBIs. Nothing wrong with this dude. Love him. All right, in the outfield. First of all, Yasiel Puig. This guy is a great, great player. But he is a knucklehead. But here's the good news. The good news is, I think he's in a contract year. I think this is a time where he may be looking for a contract. So he wants to get paid. Because he wants to get paid, he may show a little bit more maturity this year. Quite a possibility. If so, Duke could go 30 home runs and 15 stolen bases easily. Matt Kemp, I think, is a sneaky player. I know he's on the downside of his career. But if he gets 400 at-bats, are you telling me he's not going to get 20 home runs and 80 RBIs in this lineup? I think he will. What a steal he would be at an end of a draft. Jacques Peterson. Here's my prediction on Jacques Peterson. He needs to get on another team. And he needs to go like to the Rays, right? Here's the trade. I'm going to give you the trade. The Rays trade Chris Archer to the Dodgers for Jacques Peterson and something else. A couple of minor leaguers. Jacques goes to Tampa, plays every day, and hits 25 home runs because he's got talent. But he needs to go in the middle of nowhere. Right? He needs to go in the middle of nowhere. I think that trade actually works. Maybe a little Jacques, Andrew Tolles, and some pitcher. Boom. Done. That would help. Dodgers get Archer. They win the league. Right? They win the World Series with that. With Kershaw. I had Kershaw and Archer there. Forget about it. Jacques needs a chance. Just not going to be at the Dodgers. I like this kid, Alex Verdugo. Man, this kid can hit. This kid can hit. I think that he's not going to play a lot this year. He's 21 years old. But if Jacques or Kemp or anybody gets hurt, I'm calling up Alex Verdugo. This dude can hit. All right, at pitching. First of all, Kenley Jansen. There's nothing not to like with Kenley Jansen. He's the best closer in baseball. Do you know what his whip has been the last 3 years? 0.78, 0.67, 0.75. OMG. Whew. That's how good he is. That's how good he is. I don't normally take closers in round 3, 4, but you'd have to take Jansen there. Last night, Kenley Jansen, where did he go? Went in round 5. I can't blame Greg Ambrosius for doing it. I can't blame him. I wouldn't have done it, but I can't blame him for doing it. I don't love the Dodgers bullpen, though. Baez and Fields and Cincrani. Maybe Yimi Garcia comes back. I don't love it. I like their starters. I don't like their bullpen. I love Jansen. But they're starters. Let's talk about Clayton Kershaw. I don't think he's going to throw 200 innings ever again, but he's a great pitcher. Going to throw about 180, and he's going to strike out about 220 guys. He's going to win a lot of games, and he's sensational. I think Rich Hill is a really good pitcher. Problem with Rich Hill is he's 37 years old, and they're going to need him all season. And you know what he's going to see? He's going to be on the 10-day DL at least 3 times this year, because they have to figure out a way to get him to make it to October. I like Alex Wood. I know a lot of people are going to look at Alex Wood and say he slowed down. Well, when was the last time Alex Wood, pitched as many innings as he did? I think Alex Wood's a good pitcher. I think he just tired out. He was very good for much of the season. I'll trust him this year. Maybe he's not as good as he was last year, but he was a 2.72 ERA with a 1.06 whip. What if I told you he's a 3.2 ERA and a 1.1 whip? Oh my God, how bad is that? The guy who really screwed me last year was Kenta Maeda. Screwed me. I wanted this guy in every league, and he was a disappointment. But I don't think he's a bad pitcher. I'll take another shot on him. Because you know what I look at? Look at one big stat. 134 innings, 121 hits. Love it. 140 strikeouts to 34 walks. I love it. He just let up too many home runs. 22. That's too many. Stop throwing a gopher ball and he'll be just fine. Right? Stop being a gopher. Stop laying up the gopher balls. And then take a look at a kid named Walker Buehler. Buehler. Walker Buehler is going to be a good one. Now, he may only get 140 innings, but if Rich Hill, right, bring out Rich Hill, bring in Buehler. Out Hill, in Buehler. That's going to be just fine. Dodgers are going to get it done. This is a great team. You're a Dodger fan right now. You're sitting pretty. Life is good for you. So enjoy the ride while you have it. All right, right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Remember, Adam Bronis and I are on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern every day. And please, if you want to win your fantasy baseball league, I can't say it as clearly as I am right now. Sean Childs, Adam Bronis, Dr. Roto. I can't think of a trifecta better to help you win your fantasy baseball league. If you don't do well in your fantasy baseball league, I'm blaming you. Seriously, I'm blaming you. Because between Adam, Sean, and myself, we're going to answer your questions in the forums. We're going to drop knowledge every week. We're going to give you write-ups. We're going to give you podcasts. We're going to give you articles. I mean, what more can we do? Your job is to take the win home. Go take the win home. Bring home a victory for yourself and Scout Fantasy Sports. Go to scoutfantasysports.com. It's a brand new website. It looks great. I'm so proud of what we've done. Please be a member of our Scout Army. Let us help you win a fantasy championship. All right, guys, this is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!